Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is the 22nd tutorial in this course, and in this tutorial we are going to check out the else statement in PHP and also the else if statement, right? So in the last tutorial we made a very simple program in which we had two numeric variables and we had two if statements in the script, and in the first statement we checked whether the first variable was greater than the second variable. In the next if statement we checked whether the first variable was less than the second variable, and we had echo statements in both if blocks to display the appropriate messages. Now, one scenario that we didn't cover in the last script that we dealt with was what would happen if both the variables had the same value. And in this script, the one that I have opened in my text editor, the name of the file is else.php. What we're going to do is we're going to use the else if statement and the else statement as well as the if statement to cover all three scenarios, right? So on line number 6 in this file I have the opening PHP tag, on line number 21 I have the closing PHP tag, and then on line number 7 I have created a variable called x. I've given it the value 15. On line number 8 I have created another variable y, and this one has the value 25. And then on line number 9 I have an if statement, and this one checks whether the first variable is greater than the second variable, and if that is the case, that is if this condition would evaluate to true, we would get inside the if block and we would execute this statement, and this statement is going to display the message the value of $x, which is 15, is greater than the value of $y, which has to be less than 15 for this statement to execute. Now, to cover the second scenario, that is if this variable has a value that's lesser than the value that's there in this variable, we could use another if statement. But there is another way of doing that, and that is by using else if. So this block would execute only if this test condition would evaluate to false, right? So PHP is first going to check whether the value of x is greater than the value of y. If that is the case, then it'll get inside the if block and ignore this portion. If that is not the case, then it's going to immediately jump to this statement, which is on line number 13, and it's just the words else if, and there is no space between else and if, right? So you type in else if together, and then you have another test condition within parentheses. So in this test condition we are checking the second scenario, which is the value of the first variable is less than the value of the second variable. And if that is the case, then of course we're going to use echo to display the message, $x is less than $y. And if this condition also evaluates to false, then instead of having another if block or another else if statement, we can have an else statement, right? So what this means is PHP is first going to check this condition. If this evaluates to false, it's going to come here, check this condition, and if this one also evaluates to false, then it's just going to execute the code that's there in the else block. It's not going to check any other condition, because if the number x is not greater than the number y, and if the number x is also not less than the number y, then it means that the numbers are equal, right? So that's why we don't have a test condition for the else block. We're simply displaying a message using echo that x is equal to y, right? It's pretty neat. And I'll open my browser now and request for the file else.php. And there we go, we see 15 is less than 25. Now let me mess with these values. So I'll change this to 150 and save the file and refresh. Now we see 150 is greater than 25. And let me change this to 150 as well. Save the file and refresh the browser to see 150 is equal to 150. Right, so all three scenarios are covered, but this time we had to use just one if statement. And this is actually a better way of accomplishing what we wanted to accomplish in the last tutorial, right? So we're maybe going to check out more applications of these selection statements in the future tutorials, but in case you have any doubt regarding what we've covered in this particular tutorial, then you can comment on the video, and or you can send me messages too, and I'll try to reply to as many as quickly as possible. And thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys are having fun in the course, and you may subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.